Spooky Lou, another wonderful WrestleRoni for me and for you. Tonight on the podcast, we gonna wild on them. We gonna style on them. Hell, we might just shake the room. Yela Man, how we feeling?
Hey, what's up, Spook? What's up, man?
Where you been, man? Where you been? I've been missing you on the Roni. Where you been? What you been doing, Yela?
Man, I've been, doing this American Pro Wrestling thing, man. Staying busy, with boogies, same old, same old. Just trying to stay busy.
You're a busy man. I see you. Believe me, I see you. You're doing some things, Yella. I'm really proud of you, man. You're killing it everywhere you go. Winning titles in APW, running amok at boogies, NICW, anywhere you go. How's things looking in APW land right now?
Oh man, I love it, dude. The NICW. I don't know if you know or not, man. I'm sure you do because you talked to my main man, Joe Brody. The NICW just did a big deal, man, where we partnered up with all these different promotions, man. We got APW, we got Premier Wrestling League, we got Maximum Velocity, we got Top Notch Wrestling Alliance up there with Bad Brad and them. We got Championship Wrestling, and those promotions are all in different states. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like we're like, man, we're doing it big from Virginia, West Virginia, Tennessee, Ohio, and North Carolina. Man, I'm so excited, Lou. We're just expanding, man, and growing.
I love it. Y'all just added boogies as well, BWC, to that list. So you talk about an exchange of talent, man.
Oh yeah, man. The head instructor, Big Mike Mars, and my matchmaker and Booker, Big H, they got together and had a meeting with Boogie and Joe Brody, and we're gonna be adding some wrestling live from BWC to the NICW. Man, I'm so excited, bro.
I love it. And that's what I was talking about when I heard it. That BWC has a flavor all of its own. With the backdrop, everything on the walls, just the way y'all do things. For the audience that's not familiar, sell me on some Boogie's Wrestling Camp.
Oh man. Well, we're located in Shawsville, Virginia, Allegheny Springs Road. Um, we're open every Sunday from 12 to 4. We got a Hall of Fame museum. We it's like taking a step in a time machine, man. It's like going back to the beginning of wrestling, Spooky Lou. We got Andre the Giant's trunks in our Hall of Fame museum, man.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? We just got I just got inducted into the BWC Hall of Fame. I got the
Congrats.
ring right here, man. I won Wrestler of the Year in 2024. You know, we got Angels Wrestling Wear where you could come and get, man, you can get a tailor-made suit if you want to. You can get wrestling gear, Angels Wrestling Wear, man. If you could dream it, Angel can make it, Spooky Lou. I'm telling you. Man, we got all kind of stuff at Boogie's Camp. And then if you come and train with us, all you got to do, I mean, we got the best prices. If you're a beginner, all you got to do, man, is put $250 down. And then for 12 weeks, come every Sunday from 12 to 4. You could get there a little bit early. We sometimes go to 11 to 5. We rocking every Sunday, though. And you come and pay that 20 bucks every week for 12 weeks to get a certificate from the man, Jimmy Valiant himself, stamped with approval by a Hall of Famer, Lou. Man, dude, I'm telling you, we got it going on at camp. Some of the best trainers. Man, I'm just so excited, man. You got me talking about home, brother.
Hell yeah. Hey, on the outside looking in, I love it. And speaking of the legend himself, Yella, March 8th, PWL, Mercer Mall. It's Matt Riddle, Jeff Paul. Recently added the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant. You think he's gonna cause a ruckus when he shows up?
Oh yeah, you already know my papa, man. It's going down like the old time jubilee, and he will shake the room, man. You know what? I'm really excited to see this match between Matt Riddle and Jeff Paul, man, because I think Jeff might have bit off a little bit more than he could chew with him.
Can you? Hey, I give Jeff his due all day, but it would be pretty cool to see him take a kick to the face from Matt Riddle. I can't lie.
Oh man, dude, I'm telling you, um, I'm on that card. First time ever match. Yela Man versus Aaron West. That's gonna be crazy.
When I saw that announced, man, I got the blood pumping. What do you think about Aaron West?
Man, I got nothing but love and respect for that guy. I'm telling you, he's a powerhouse. That guy, he studies international wrestling. He studies American wrestling. He studies the European, the catch as catch can style. Man, there ain't a style of wrestling that Aaron West don't study. So, Yellow Man, not only does Jeff Paul got his hands full, but I'm in for it that night too, man.
Let me switch things up on you a little bit. Recently, I had the Baron Viktor Kraus, on the show. He doesn't seem too
Oh,
happy with it, Yella. He says there's conspiracy, and you're right intertwined in all of it. What can you tell me about this Viktor Kraus character?
oh man, you about to make me hit my vape. Hold on a
I understand.
second.
I understand. Believe me, he had me chain smoking over here when I was talking to him.
Man, as much as I don't like to do, like I gotta give him credit, man. That dude, every time I stepped in the ring with that dude, he has been nothing but a pure brute, a pure powerhouse. That dude, man, he almost dislocated. See, you see, he almost dislocated my shoulder in the last match that we had just Thursday in the world title tournament. That's what's going on in the APW right now. You know, the NICW's world title is vacant
Yep.
right now as we speak. So I came in at the number 4 seed in the first round against Viktor Kraus. Champion versus champion, Mid Atlantic versus TV champion. And I mean, I pulled one off and advanced to the second round. But he mad. I should be the one mad. He tried to tear my shoulder off, Spooky Lou.
He just seems like an angry dude, man.
Dude, he is one of the most hardest hitting jokers I've ever been in a ring with. And I'm gonna tell you what though, you see it, I guarantee you it's far from over between me and Viktor Kraus. It's far from over because I mean we've had more than one match.
Mm-hmm.
He's beat me, I beat him. It. I can guarantee you it's gonna be a rubber match one of these days down the road.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Maybe a German chain match or something like that. You know what I mean?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I like it.
Hey, I'll step in his world, man.
Any way you can to get your hands on him. I tell you what, you mentioned that NICW title tournament. Yella, we're living history right now. You're a part of it, man. You advanced in this historic tournament. Tell the viewers about this tournament, man.
Man, I'm just so excited, man. I'm a former APW television champion, former 3-time tag team champion. I now got the NICW Mid Atlantic Heritage title right now as we speak. And when Victor Andrews, formerly known as Victor Andrews, Roosevelt, he actually took that title to Germany and defended it, and it became a world championship. And it Cuban Assassin defeated him, and Lance Erickson defeated a Cuban Assassin. But when Lance Erickson got injured or whatever, the title became vacant. So I'm just really excited because I've been in the ring with all of these guys. You know what I mean? And with names like that attached to that title, like the late great Ken Steele, another legend in West Virginia. Like that title means a lot to me. And to go in already as the Mid Atlantic Heritage Champion, to get my shot at becoming a real world champion, man. There ain't nothing more important to me right now than to become the world champion.
I love it. I love it, man. And I think your chances are good, but you talk about a stacked deck against you. I tell you what I'd like to see, Yella. In a perfect world, let's hope Lane Cali makes it to the next round. You meet up with that punk kid. You hold a win over him. He holds a win over you. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. What can you tell me about Lane Cali, of all people, PWL champion, showing up in APW?
Man, that's another one, man. A young, I can't call him a rookie no more, but like in American Pro Wrestling, he kind of is the newcomer, you know what I'm saying? And he is the PWL champion, you know. The kid is, he's got so much talent and so much potential. Bad attitude, horrible attitude.
Yeah.
You know, you've dealt with him, Spooky Lou.
Continuously.
You know, but you can't take nothing away from the guy's skills in the ring. He's a young, hungry talent. You get him with the right trainer or something like that, man. And I'm telling you, sky's the limit. But me, I'm over here. I do things the right way, you know, and he takes the cheap route. So I mean, we probably won't ever be friends. But I'm telling you right now, whether he gets through this tournament or not, the PWL champion is the real deal, man. And I ain't got nothing but respect for Lane Cali. But I do hope to see him in a ring again someday.
I hope to see it happen. I can't wait. Well, let's talk about everybody coming to APW and how things are coming together. Yellow. Let's get a little shooty for a second.
Okay.
And if I'm going too far, say Lou, I don't want no part of this. But I think you're the man to ask, because I've been at those PWL shows where you say, PWL management, I gotta go down the road now and I gotta work for APW. You were the guy working for both promotions, while both promotions weren't exactly getting along, to say the least. What can you say on the outside looking in, seeing these two come together? We never thought we'd see the day. I never thought, at least. Tell me your side of things.
Well, they say in 2024 hell froze over.
Right.
You know, I mean, a lot of big things happened in 2024. You know, it takes me back to the AIWF. You know, I thought I would have never thought in a million years I would have went back to the AIWF. I was young, I was green, and you know, I was disrespectful, and you know, Rick Diesel, he got tired of my crap and he gave me the can. You know, looking back, I wish I would have did things a little bit more different. But now, growing and going forward, like, you know, Rick Diesel, he's a businessman. He forgive me. You know, he seen my work, and he brought me back, and he let me come back to the AIWF. And if you know Rick Diesel, he would have never have done that. And when the guys from Premier Wrestling League and American Pro Wrestling came together, I was more than grateful. I was like, man, this is such a good thing, because I mean, if you think about it, Premier Wrestling League was kind of born from American Pro Wrestling, because it used to be USA CW, USA Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And the guys that founded Premier Wrestling League, they got their start right there with Joe Brody in the American Pro Wrestling group. You know what I mean? So seeing them two get back together and squash them beefs, man, that just shows growth for West Virginia wrestling. And I'm hoping more guys come on board, more guys like Cooper and Mega, and you know what I mean? I just hope everybody just comes together, and you know, maybe we could just turn West Virginia wrestling upside down and show these guys what they're missing out on. Because we are, I believe, the heart and soul of the Mid Atlantic.
Hell yeah, couldn't agree more. You talk about beefs. That was the beefiest of all beefs that I've seen in pro wrestling in my time. So if that's possible, anything's possible. West Virginia's coming together. At least the right ones, in my mind. The right ones are coming together with this AIW. My apologies, that NICW deal. So I couldn't be happier for what's happening, man. Let's talk about
Oh,
Yela
yeah.
Man's 2024. Give me some highlights. Even give me some lowlights if you want to of Yela Man's 2024.
Oh man, it ain't no low lights, man. All the
Good.
stars and the lights and the everything shine bright on Yellow Man's last year. Like I said, I became a three-time tag champion for APW. I won the television title. You know, I became a two-time um, international champion at Boogies. I won the Boogies heavyweight championship. that was a big moment for me after winning the Valiant Cup. Man, when I got that shot, see the Valiant people, a lot of people don't know about the Valiant Cup. And the very first ever Valiant Cup Rumble, it came down to Papa Boogie and Uncle Johnny,
Okay.
the Valiant brothers. And Papa Boogie, he pulled a fast one on Uncle Johnny and won the very first Valiant Cup ever.
Nice.
So names like that going back, man, it's so much history. And to be a part of those matches is one thing, but to win it all, man. And then to become the BWC heavyweight champion, bro. Man, and then when I won the NICW Mid Atlantic Heritage title, bro, I'm telling you, 2024 was just lit. It was just crazy, man.
I tell you, and I couldn't be prouder of you. You're making strides. Obviously, you're doing something right just to get yourself in those positions. Then, when you're in those positions, nobody thrives like Yela Man.
Oh man, and the biggest highlight, see, we all like work towards a Hall of Fame one day. And I don't care if I ever make it in any other one, man. To have the guys from Boogie's wrestling camp bless me and induct me into the BWC Hall of Fame 2024 class was everything, man. I could hang up my boots tomorrow and know that, man, it was one hell of a ride, you know?
Right. Well, don't go doing that. We need you. You're doing good things. I think you're just getting started, if you ask me. You're killing it. So hell yeah,
Hey,
bro.
I appreciate that, brother.
You dropped plenty of tracks throughout the year. All this time wrestling, training. Let the cat out of the bag. You do some video production here and there. You're doing all kinds of things, but still managing find time to make music. How do you manage it all? Tell us about the music deal of things.
Oh man, music was my first love, man. I just, ever since I was a kid, see, I was always a small guy. I wasn't very good in football because they just ran all over top of me.
Okay.
Basketball, I was just too small. They just threw my shot down the court. I mean, I scored, but I was the coach's kid, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And I mean, growing up in the projects, you had to be able to fight, you had to be tough. I was small, man. I fought, but they kicked my ass. So I had to know something that would get me, like, yeah, that was my way of fighting back is hip hop, man. Like once I got my wordplay down, once I got a little bit of rhythm, once I got a little bit of style, man, and I just fell in love with the hip hop culture, that became a big form of defense for me. So I didn't have to punch that big guy in the face. I'd hit him with some bars, man, hit him where it hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and bring him down to my size. Yeah, that punch hurts. So I felt that punch when he knocked me down in front of them crowds of people, and they was like, "Ooh!" So he felt that sting in them jabs too when I was giving him them bars. You know what I mean?
I
I
love
couldn't whip his ass until I got a little bit older, so I had to learn something.
it. You still stood your ground, still talked your trash. I mean, you're even doing entrance music for different wrestlers. For the folks that don't know, where can they find some Yellow Man tracks?
My album, Untitled, it's on YouTube and Spotify and all of the major streaming platforms as Quick 16. But you could find Yellow Man on every one of those major streaming platforms. I got tracks with former G Unit star Young Buck,
Nice.
hip hop legend. I guess former Funk Volume um artist Dizzy Wright.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like we got me and Zayden Kane. I know you might know him. Twin
Definitely.
Killer.
Uh huh.
We got a track coming out with Exhibit this year.
Okay.
We got one with Ritz coming out this year. The Black Dragon Click. Hey, we just doing our thing, man. Shout out to him. Niles Diggy. You know, Mickey Doom, all my boys, Chuck Chronic, all my homies, man. We do this music thing together, so it ain't just me. I got a whole group of people that's behind me, like Ace 540. Where I get my start from. I've always had a good support system when it comes to hip hop, and we just rock it out together, man. The whole group, from Shank Gang to the Black Dragon Click.
I love it. Okay, so you're hooking up with all these big names in the hip hop world. Tell me about networking in the hip hop world as compared to the networking in the pro wrestling world. Give me some similarities, some differences. You be the guy to ask.
Networking in the hip hop world is really closed off, and it's like you don't really get the chance to work with those big artists in studio unless you got like 35 grand or more.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? But they have this thing where they work with these producers. You know, they'll record X amount of songs or whatever, and the ones that don't make the major, they'll work with these producers to distribute them out to smaller artists to give us the rub. You know what I mean?
Right on.
So we'll hook up with these producers and we'll pay X amount, and they'll send us the little contract and the lease. You know what I mean? And make sure it's all legal and legit. But that'll give us a chance to get that rub and to get our name on these other mainstream artists. You know what I'm saying?
I like it. Okay.
Get them on that level. So it just, man, it's more closed off than professional wrestling. A lot of people don't want to work with anybody anymore. It's a lot of ghostwriters and a lot of AI doing that crap and stuff now. So
Ugh.
you got to know somebody that knows somebody.
Right.
Or you got to be one of them weird type Freemason. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing all that shit.
You ain't doing no Diddy
But
stuff, man.
yeah, no Diddy, bro. Hey, you know what? Man, I hope that dude didn't do that shit that they said he did, man.
There's a lot of evidence against him, my man.
A lot of evidence against
It's
him,
a
man.
huge
Like,
ass setup if it is.
yeah, bro. Like I said, I don't hate on anybody, man. I hope that man didn't do it, but hey, the evidence don't look good against him.
Hey, I can relate, man. I've always been a huge Michael Jackson fan. Still listen to his music, so I get it if anybody does. I listened to his the Diddy stuff back in the day, so
Man, that was one of my guys, man. Just like R. Kelly, man. All of these guys, they get money and they get bored and then they turn into weirdos.
yep,
And instead of doing all that, they need a little bit of Jesus in their life.
a lot of bit of Jesus in their life. I couldn't agree.
Just poor Mr. McMahon just
I,
went through a scandal.
I just going. That's the first name that popped in my mind, man. You talk about making millions. I think Jake the Snake said it best in Beyond the Mat. You're on the road doing all this wild shit with these women. You get home, you can't make love to your wife. You know, so
Yeah.
that's as tame as we can put it at the moment. Cause I'm trying not to piss off Joe Brody just yet. You know, so
Oh man, it's all good. He ornery as a rattlesnake. It don't take
well,
much to get him going.
I'm sure he ain't running around shitting on people though. You know, so let's just
Nah, hey, but all them rich guys do weird shit. Joe Brody, he like one of us. He just ornery.
okay. Perfectly fine to be ornery. I understand.
Oh yeah.
I ain't
Hey, that's
perfect
that
myself.
devil dog in him. He a Marine, brother.
Tell me about working for Joe Brody. The good, the
Well,
bad, the
see,
ugly.
well, see, Joe Brody is the kind of guy that if Joe Brody loves you, he'll bring you up to his level. So it won't be like working for him. It'll be like working with him, working right beside him. He's more of like a hands-on mentor. He wants wrestling done the right way. And trust me, he'll chew your ass. He will. And he hates that little goofy stuff that goes on now, but all he wants is professionalism and for you to just do it the right way. And if as long as you do that and do what he asks you to do, man, the Ole Anderson won't come out of
Okay.
him. He's kind of like a cowboy Bill Watts, man. He's very professional, man. And as long like I said, it's not like working for him, man. If he loves you, man, and that's just the thing, he don't like you. He has to love you to bring you aboard because Joe Brody loves wrestling so much and he's been in it so long that if he shares his world of wrestling with you, then he sees you as family. If he wants you on board with his product, he don't look at you as his employee. He don't look at you as just some guy that he brings you in like family, and he loves you, and he loves your work, and he wants you to grow, and he wants to help. So, hey, man, it's cake working with him.
Okay.
His his structure's there. Now, me personally, he could be a pain in my ass, but but he's like a father figure to me.
I love it.
Our relationship don't got nothing to do with wrestling, but when it comes to wrestling, man, I don't think nobody does it better. You got a few guys like Jimmy Love, and you know I can't say enough good about him. You got guys like Scott Lee, Stan Lee and Scott Storm, guys that you really want to work with. But man, Joe Brody, he really does his thing, man, and you know, I couldn't be in a better place unless I'm with Bad Brad or somebody like that. You know what I mean?
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Well, let me ask you this because you mentioned he don't like these little goofy things. I've been accused of being goofy. I know I'm goofy. Some folks have even called me Goofy Lou. Lane Callie, you piece of shit. But anyway, I'm trying to look out for me. Joe's brought me on to do some commentary here and there. I'm very grateful. I don't want to screw that up. So what's Joe Brody considered goofy? What do I got to watch out for?
Um, Only thing I would say is like watch out for. Basically, what I'm saying is don't do what Pat McAfee does. I love him and he's good at what he does. Don't get me wrong.
Uh-huh.
This ain't a diss to you, Pat. I love you, brother. But Joe Brody is looking for more like Gordon Sully. So if you know what I mean.
Got you. Got you.
I don't try to use the terms too loosely because I don't like to misuse terms, you know what I mean?
Right on. Okay.
But Joe Brody looks for more like Gordon Sully and Jim Ross. So if you doing commentary, I would suggest play by play. You know what I mean?
Got you. Got you. What about it?
But do you? Because like I said, if Joe Brody brings you in, he already knows what you're capable of. He loves you already. So if he brings you in, then he believes in you and he believes that you know what to do. So you ain't got to really worry about it. He's not like some dictator or nothing.
Right on, right on. But we both know that Goofy extends beyond commentary. It's how you handle yourself outside of the ring, in the locker room, things of that nature. So, yeah,
Oh yeah.
I get it. All right, that's good. What else been going on in Yellow Man's life? We've been talking about APW, BWC, your return to AIWF. What are we missing? Because you've been everywhere, man. What are we missing in all this mix?
Oh man. That's Yela Man, just wrestling, man. And I tell you, man, my little girls keep me busy. I love my little girls, man. That's
Good,
that's my whole world, man. That's what I do every day. I'm a dad before anything.
good.
Dad, husband. I try to be the best part of that I can be before I'm Yellow Man. You know what I mean?
I love
I
it.
try to be I try to be good at being Bobby.
There you go. Well, hey, been there. I had to take a little break myself, to kind of straighten some things up at home, make sure the family was good. So I can appreciate that. I really can. Tell you,
Oh yeah.
tell you what, Yella, you got some fan questions on the socials here. You want to dip into some fan questions?
Oh, absolutely. Let's hear him.
All right. This Mark Offie Kessler wrote in. I'm not sure who he is, but some fan out there. What does Yella what does Yella think of OK? So you must mean the wrestler OK.
The wrestler, okay?
Yeah.
I don't think he's just okay. I think that kid is awesome. Let me tell you about okay.
Okay.
This guy, I've always loved his work, man, because he's like a natural. He's one of those guys that like he could just see something and you can be like, hey, can you do that? And he can do it, man, just like AJ Evans. Man, those young guys like that, man, they're young, they're hungry. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. That okay kid, I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't in about a couple years see him on the big major platforms because man, he's got heart, he's got talent, he's got charisma. Just a little bit of work, put him with the right people. he's with some good people now.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I'm telling you, let him learn a little bit more about his craft, and I guarantee you see him on a major platform. Guarantee it.
Oh yeah, soon to be new PWL champion, March 8th.
Oh yeah.
Oh bro, oh I can't wait. He has Callie's number if anybody does, so I can't wait to see that kid win the title on the Matt Riddle show, baby. I can't wait. Brian Faust writes in. This is a good one. What?
Oh, my boy Brian, man, that's my boy B.
There you go. Well, looks like he's kind of got his own little thing going on YouTube. I wish him the best with everything he's got going on. He writes in,
Hey,
what's your favorite match from your rookie years on the circuit, Yella?
oh man,
Or memory. I misspoke. Favorite memory. It could be a match. Who knows?
memory. Where do I go with the memories? I would have to say it has to be. It ain't just one memory, man. I'd have to say with the Robert Stanley and the HCWA guys, or Isaac Daniel and Corey Etzel and the EAW guys, man. Like I was around some guys, man. I've had many memories, but I'm telling you, some of my best memories, and not just my rookie years, but in all of my wrestling years, I gotta say, is with Robert Stanley and the HCWA guys. I got to work with guys like Corey Etzel, Johnny Roxville. You see Boogie Woogie, Rob McBride, Papa Boogie's son. We got Tank Lawson. We had, man, dude. Did I say Mecha Mercenary? Kid Lightning, the guy that brought me in. We had Foxy Roxy down there. She also helped train me and brought me in. Like, man, Adam Hex, all of these guys, JR Phoenix, man, Robert I could name them guys for days. JW Dalton, man, all of those guys, man. Isaac Daniels and the EAW guys were a group too, man. I'm telling you. We had Trevor Lee. We had them all, brother.
Hell yeah.
We had Fatback. We had them all, brother. We had Eric Royal. You name it. We had it down there. That's the North Carolina group that I came in with, man. Everybody that I've ever worked with in North Carolina, those are some of my favorite memories, man. I'd be here for hours trying to name them all, but man, we could talk about Baron Bullard, we could talk about Trey G and George South and all of those guys, man. They really took care of me. Like I don't have no complaints from any of them.
Hell yeah.
Any of my rookie year, man. Any of my time down in North Carolina was a blessing. And when I got with Jimmy Love, that was a little bit later on, but I still considered that my earlier days too. So yeah, any of those.
Sounds like you look back on it fondly, and good on you. I'm glad those guys looked out for you. A lot of those names I recognize, and I've heard good stories from other folks, so good. I'm glad it worked out for you that way. We got one more. The world famous Joe Brody writes in. Yeah, we even got a question from Joe Brody, Yella.
Oh, okay.
Ask him who his favorite wrestler is, and why is it Joe Brody? That's verbatim, man. So.
Well, it's Joe Brody because it's pretty much because it's like watching George South.
Okay.
And George South and Jimmy Valiant. If I had to say my favorite is Jimmy Valiant and George South, and it's just like watching them, and Jimmy Love too. Like I love these guys, man. I even like Sin Crowley. I like man, I got favorite wrestlers, but Joe Brody is definitely one of them, man. Joe Brody, I like him, and I'll tell you why he's one of my favorite, because he asked the question.
Okay.
Because if I start naming my favorites again, I'll have you here all day. But here's why Joe Brody's one of my favorites. Joe Brody is not a one-dimensional wrestler. Joe Brody can be the superhero, and Joe Brody can be the villain. you don't find too many people that can take multiple characters and just make them like Joe Brody can. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got guys like Mick Foley that can do it, but Mick Foley, not only is he a hell of a worker, he's just crazy.
Right.
And that might be what's wrong with Joe Brody. He's crazy.
Right.
But I'm telling you, man, this dude can he could turn a soup sandwich into a grilled cheese.
Damn.
That's why Joe Brody is one of my favorites.
I get you. I've been watching some old tape on Joe Brody. I've been fortunate enough; he's given me access to a lot of his old footage, his old matches. So maybe we'll put some old Joe Brody matches on the channel for folks to check out.
Well, if I say Joe Brody, I gotta add this in there too. I gotta say Lance Erickson. I gotta say Cuban Assassin, and I gotta say Scotty McKeever.
Yeah, no doubt. Scott, I'm just now getting familiar with Scotty McKeever. Everything I've watched has been a banger. Let's go into Cuban. He recently retired. One of my favorite guests I've had on the podcast. I've always enjoyed his work. What can you tell me about working with Cuban in his final year in the business?
Oh man, I didn't believe it, but what can I tell you about Cuban Assassin? I tell you, man, one of the nicest guys that I've ever met in my life, man. He give you the shirt off his back, but standing across the ring from Cuban Assassin is a different animal. It didn't matter whether he liked you or not. Cuban was gonna beat you
Right.
all around that ring from pillar to post, and he didn't care what he had to do. He was gonna try to win that match.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, but I'm telling you, man, by far one of the greatest wrestlers I've ever been in a ring with. There's so much knowledge there. There's so much history with Cuban Assassin, and it was just an honor and a privilege and a true blessing for me to be able to sit under that learning tree. I didn't believe him. You know how I knew it was really done, Spooky Lou?
Yeah.
When the Cuban Assassin looked at all the people at home watching, and he looked at all of the members in the audience and said, "God bless America."
Right. Yeah.
I spit my water all across the locker room because I didn't believe it. He said it was his last match, but I didn't believe it until that.
Yeah. That kind of solidifies things, huh?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. The Cuban Assassin's legacy lives on at APW and NICW. APW every Thursday night. Bradley Fire Department, the Mountaineer Sportatorium. Tell me about your average night, average Thursday night at an APW TV taping.
Oh man. You could catch Yela Man there every week, whether I'm scheduled for action. You could catch me over there at the commentary table, or I'll be in the back, you know what I'm saying, with the younger guys. Speaking of the younger guys, man, we got some steam coming to you, man. We got my boy AJ Evans. We got my boy OK. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We got Tyler Osborne. He's trying to make a name for himself in the APW. We got the Appalachian Express. That's Big TJ Walker and Big Denny Burgess with Dixon Bad, man. These guys are something good. We just had the debut of the Gigolo Josh.
Mm-hmm.
He's straight from Boogie's camp. He's one of my trainers. Him and Cadillac's teaming. I don't really care for their behavior, but I mean, hey, it's bringing colorful things to the tag team division. You know what I'm saying?
Right on.
We got Pony Johnson and Daniel Craig. Them some man. Let me tell you about Pony Johnson. He's the only person I know personally in the wrestling business that wrestled Vader and Yokozuna in the same night.
Whoa.
Yes, trained by George South, wrestled Vader and Yokozuna in the same night, brother.
And live to tell the tale.
And live to tell the tale, man. But he's mentoring this new guy, Daniel Craig. I've wrestled him. They both look great. All the ladies are gonna love him. I swear they're gonna love him just like they're gonna love that T.J. Walker, man. And they're gonna love Big Denny, the Appalachian Express. We got some good looking cats coming, man. Man, I'm telling you, man. I'm so excited for the tag team division. We got the God and Light coming back, man.
Okay.
Evan Golden and Michael Gabriel. Those dudes, they beat us for the tag team titles, me and Chase Bennett on their debut.
Well, and hey, I know Evan Golden. I seen what he's done in APW, but I watched him long before he even hit APW. Nothing wrong in losing to those guys. Talk about two talented guys.
Oh man, Evan Golden's a second generation. Eddie Golden was his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And him and Stan Lee were man, that's a tag team for you. Speaking of tag team, one of my best friend, well, actually both of my best friends in the world, man, Chase Bennett and Corey Sparks, man, and man, they're coming back for those tag team titles, man. They're on a mission.
Oh, Chase is not happy.
Oh my gosh, no. And then the last but not least tag team is coming back to APW. Is going to be Scott Lee and Tony Ray, man. And those two, man, they eat, sleep, and breathe those them stars and stripes, man. They just all about America. They love our country. They love martial arts and wrestling. And those guys, man, Scott Lee, he's a three-time world karate champion. He owns his own martial arts studio and stuff, man.
Nice. And he's impressed me. Tony Ray really impressed me. I've been doing some commentary on some of his matches. I really like that kid. So you're mentioning a lot of great names, man. That's a stacked tag division.
Oh yeah, man, we're bringing the heat. Hey, who knows? Yela Man might stumble him across me a tag team partner. Might be you, Spooky Lou.
Uh-oh. I don't want to do that to you, Yella. I don't want to hold you down, man. You're shining. Okay, rule me out. Who's the perfect tag team partner? You can bring in anybody from the area. From the area, at least. Who's Yela Man bringing in to win the APW tag titles?
um, to be honest with you, man, Tina Lou would kill me, but I think the perfect tag team partner for Yela Man is Joe Brody.
Okay.
I love you, Tina Lou. I wouldn't let him do that.
Hell yeah, man. Well, we're talking about all the competition there at APW. Tell me about the fans. Your average night, like I say, Thursday night, APW, Sportatorium. Tell me about them APW fans.
Oh man, those APW fans, man, they get wild. They love it. But see, Yellow Man don't have fans. I have family. So when they come and they show me love, man, it's just like going to a family reunion. Like Papa said, man, it goes down like the old time Jubilee when Yellow Man out there, bro. Cause I'm telling you, from the minute my music hit until I'm in that ring and the bell rings for the second time and I'm out back through that curtain, they're going crazy and they're shaking the room for me. So they might be quiet for everybody else. So I can't speak for everybody else. But I know when I'm out there, they shaking the room with me.
Man, it's fun to watch. I can't put over the product enough. I love how it's rooted in tradition. It looks like you're watching some old Georgia Championship wrestling. But at the same time, you're looking at the stars of today, the stars of tomorrow, mixing it up with these, guys that have been around that's finally getting their due on a bigger audience, man. I can't put it over enough. APW television is on in numerous states, even if they're not even running that state. Somebody could flip on that channel and say, who the hell is this Yela Man? I better look him up. Do you think the guys working there know what an opportunity they have?
I don't think a lot of the guys in wrestling today knows the opportunities from the minors to the majors, man. Like it's it's more than an opportunity. Every time we lace our boots, man, it's a blessing, it's a privilege, and it's an honor to be able to do what we do in front of the audience each and every night, because it's teamwork, man. It's a dance, it's art, it's everything. It's hip hop, rock and roll, country, it's culture. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, I'm just honored and just grateful every opportunity that I get. But a lot of these guys, they take it for granted and they don't understand. And they don't realize that every match you should treat like your last, because it very well could be. So for me being able to call myself a wrestler and be able to carry that title, man, is just it's just larger than life for me. And back in the day, the wrestlers were larger than life, and that's what Joe Brody's trying to present in American Pro Wrestling and NICW, a product where he presents his wrestlers and his stars as larger than life. You know what I mean?
Definitely, definitely. And I'm glad you brought that up. It's not something I've really talked about too much on the podcast, but since we're going down that route, I'll share some stuff with you. October 19th, Yela Man, that was my last time working for a wrestling company. I said if Lane and Benny Conley won that match, I would walk away from wrestling. And I walked away, man, and I have yet to come back. And don't get it twisted. I didn't take a thing for granted. I love the business. I couldn't have been happier. I soaked it all in. But lately, I've been on the outside looking in. I'm coming back soon. Thank God. Less than a month away. God bless it. But, man, to be on the outside looking in and not being a part of it, especially that first week, seeing your buddies on the road and doing their thing and you're not a part of it. Have you ever been in a situation like that, sitting on the outside looking in, wishing you could be a part of it?
Absolutely. 20, I believe it was 2017, I believe. Right before my oldest daughter was born,
Mm-hmm.
I was on the road, man. I was getting hot. I was getting some steam, and I had a big show on a Saturday, and the Friday before, I went out and did some drinking with my buddies, and my dumb ass tripped and fell in a ditch and broke my ankle in three places.
Oh,
Right before my big match, man. Like I can't even. I was so like out of it and heartbroken. I can't even really remember the show, but I just know I had a big part of it. And Shane Douglas was supposed to be on it, and it was like right up the street from my hometown, and I was just devastated, man. And for 6 months, I just watched all the younger guys just surpass me, and a couple of them got signed, and I mean, it just put me in a rut, man. And by God, man, it put me in a bad depression, and like
mm,
alcoholism became a thing again, and I was just depressed and drinking my feelings away and shit like that. And then I realized, man, like if you take every stage and make it a big stage, and you're just grateful for the opportunities you got, man, like it don't matter whether you walk away or not, or take time off or not, it'll always be with you. And if you're grateful and you cherish the moment, man, like you'll never lose it. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
And wrestling's in your blood, Lou. It don't matter how many times you try to walk away from it. Just like me, I was born into this business. It don't matter how many times I walk away and try to take a break. It's like a magnet for us, man. We'll always find a way. Whether we're crippled, hey, we'll pull up to the commentary table.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter, bro. We can't talk. We'll figure out a way to hold the damn microphone for somebody,
Yep.
or the camera or something. It's in our blood, man. And when it's in your blood like this, you can't let it go ever.
Right. Yep. No matter how badly folks around you may want you to stop, like you said, man, it's part of my very identity, And I've been fortunate, maybe where you weren't fortunate, to have the internet, to have folks reach out to me. Hey, can you do commentary here? Hey, here's some footage for your channel. Hey, I got a show coming up. Come run camera for me. I've been super fortunate to have those folks reach out to me, and I want those folks to know that I couldn't be more grateful. So I think we're gonna be all right, Yella.
Oh, absolutely, man. Hey, and like I said, as long as I lace up a pair of boots, Lou, you always got a home. Hey, BWC's doors are open. You always got a home. If me and Joe Brody got to hop in his pick 'em up truck and come up there and get you ourselves, hey, you always got a home with us, man.
Thank you, thank you. That means the world for real. So thank you for that, man. Oh man, we've covered a lot of ground, Yellow. We're heading into the final 10 minutes of the show. I think you know how we do in the final 10. I want you to
Oh yeah.
put out your socials, any merch. If there's anything you've been wanting to get off your chest and you haven't, I want you to get it off your chest. Anything you want to put out there in the ether, Yella. My platform's your platform, and you have at it, sir.
First off, I just want to say, catch us every Thursday, Bradley Fire Department, Mountain State Sportatorium, Bradley, West Virginia, right past Crossroads Mall. You can't miss it, man. We every Thursday championship wrestling in the Mountain State Sportatorium. Come check out American Pro Wrestling. Hey, this Sunday, the debut of the Appalachian Express at BWC. Don't miss that. That's gonna be huge. This Saturday, Yela Man versus Jeff Paul at Mega Pro Wrestling and Racine, West Virginia, I believe. So you might want to be there for that one. I got something for Mr. Bobby. I respect Jeff Paul, hey, but he's going down, man.
I love it.
Hey, so and then we got February the 1st, Cowboy Gyms in Grundy, Virginia. Big Mid Atlantic title defense for me going up against Cade Koval, a big, a big rookie sensation in my opinion. One of the best rookies in American Pro Wrestling. I love that kid. Love you, Cade, man. Keep on grinding. Um, February 22nd, the NICW rolls right back into Roxborough, North Carolina. Hey, and you might just see the Raging Rebel Robert Stanley in there, cause hey, that's his stomping grounds right there.
Uh-oh.
Hey, and he'll teach you all about some heritage. And if he's in the building, hey Scott Lee, I hope you listening to this. If Robert Stanley is in the building and I'm still the Mid Atlantic Heritage Champion, I want to defend my title against the Raging Rebel. So fast forward to March 7th, we're in Fayetteville, West Virginia. We back in Fayetteville. And March 8th, like you already know what time it is, we gonna be right back in Bluefield for some Premier Wrestling League where the Yela Man in the first time ever match goes one-on-one with the machine, Aaron West. I'm so stoked, Spooky Lou, man. I'm telling you. Man, 2025 is going to be a huge year for Yela Man. Hey, that might be a world title in my future, man.
I love it. Very possible, man. And talk about a year to be a wrestling fan in this area. Let's talk about this Thursday. Shoot, I mean, it's coming up. What we're merely hours away from this next TV taping for APW. I tell you what, I got the card in front of me, Yella. I've kicked around a little bit of rap music back in my day. I used to think I was a rapper. Let's go through this card and bust a few freestyles. What do you think?
I,
I'll start it off for you. I started off for you because I'm looking at it. We got Offie Kessler and AJ Evans. You watch these two, you'll be in wrestling heaven. Then we got we got Santiago and Dixon Bad. What do you think?
Santiago and Dixon Bad about to give you the best match you ever had.
There you go. Cadillac Jackson and Kate Koval. Man, if you don't watch it, that's your fault.
Okay. Okay.
I'm looking at Chase Bennett and Jeff Paul. Have at them.
Chase Bennett and Jeff Wall. Oh, dang, I done messed it all up. But Chase Bennett and Jeff Paul about to have the match. They going off the wall.
There you go. Baron Viktor Kraus and the Sheik against the Appalachian Express. Oh, man, if I don't watch this, I think I might wear a dress. Card subject to change. Let's pray to God it don't snow or rain.
Hey, Spooky Lou with the bars. Back and forth. And if you don't like APW, you get smoked like a port. Hey, man.
Now we're having fun. I tell you, I've been talking for over a year now. One of these days, Yella, I want to make a rap supergroup of all the workers that I know that do rap music. We'd have you. I don't know Bake from the Unappreciated. He can put out some bars. We know Zayden Kane, Brotherly Love up in PA. I know you know plenty of guys. One of these days, I want to do that. I think we could be onto something.
Man, I told you, man. Me and Zayden Kane, we got an album about to drop on 420. We got Exhibit on there, all kind of stuff, man. The Black Dragon Clique, man. I'm telling you, man. We got Niles Digger. You might know him as the coach.
Okay.
Hey, but hey, any of those rappers up there, man, they want to get on some projects with us, just hit us up. I'm Yela Man on all my social medias. Hey, check out my new album, Untitled, but you can find it Sweet 16 because they made me damn. It was called Two Tone Bastard, and then I changed it to Untitled because they didn't like that.
Oh man.
And then I couldn't call it Untitled, so it just got named the first track on the CD. But it's got some huge features on there. Go check that out. It's on all of the platforms. You know.
You know what? We're going to link it in the description. If I remember correctly, I believe I even have one of your and Zayden Kane's music videos. I'll go ahead and link that in the description as well.
Oh yeah, that's actually on the album. Yeah, man, check that out.
There you go. Fun. Hell yeah. See, I even caught myself. I'm doing better.
Hey, no worries, bro. Do you?
Yeah, I do. It gets me in trouble sometimes, but believe me, I be doing me all the damn time. I appreciate you coming on, Yela. It's always a good time. You're exactly what I needed. Before I let you go, if there's anything else you want to put out there, you have at it.
Hey, man, I just want to say thank you. I want to thank all my peoples for allowing me to be the Yela Man for all these years. Big shout out to George South. Send prayers to my main man Phoenix. He broke his ankle or whatever. Send prayers to my main man Pony Johnson. He in a tough spot right now. But I just want to say thank you to Jimmy Valiant and George South. Guys like Robert Stanley and Jimmy Love, Baron Buller, the guys that really got me going, Trey G, all of those guys, man. I just want to give a big shout out to all of them, man. My main man K Killer and Carolina, all of my boys, man. My main man Zero, all of them, man. I love all y'all. All my HCWA cats from back in the day. I want to give a shout out to all of y'all, man. I wouldn't be where I am today without any of y'all, man. All my boys from Boogies, Big shout out to the Cozone and them Firestar kids. They going crazy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so blessed to be a part of this thing, this beautiful thing that we call professional wrestling. And man, I'm so blessed and I'm so grateful, man.
I feel it. I appreciate that if anybody does, Yela. And as little as I run into you, I might run into you on the road 3 or 4 times a year, but still, you don't know the influence and impact you've had, not only on my career, but my life. So I thank you, sir. You've always looked out since day one. Didn't know me from Adam. It just shows your character, man. So I appreciate you.
Hey, man. Hey, thank you. Hey, one big last shout out to my main man, Stash. Keep your head up, brother. Hey, and Spooky Lou, man, you family, man. Hey, it don't matter whether we see each other every day or 4 times a year, bro. It's home, man.
There
you
go.
family, brother.
I appreciate
We're going to shake the room every time. And I want all my homies that's watching this, hey, tune in to WrestleRoni, bro. The best podcast around, brother.
I appreciate it. We ever get these audio levels right, we might be the best, so I appreciate that. Hell yeah, Yela. I will ask you to hang on the line for me, sir. To the listeners, this is why we do it. Great people doing great things. Don't forget, Bradley Fire Department, Mountaineer Sportatorium, every Thursday night you can check out APW. Yela just threw a bunch of other dates where you can enjoy some quality independent wrestling. If you want to get a little crazy, get a little wild, and check out some no-ring deathmatch action, Marcus Twist's birthday's right around the corner, February 7th in Morgantown. Dirt cheap tickets for a crazy show. I hope to see you there. Spooky Lou will be in the house, and it's going to be a wild time. We got Triceratops, all kinds of folks up in the mix. It's going to be a good time. Go out there and treat each other with kindness and respect. Don't take no shit from no one. Do like me and Yela and go out there and live your dreams. You might even make some friends in the process. Do your thing. Spooky Lou's rooting for you. I believe Yela Man's probably rooting for you too.
Shake the room.
Get out there and shake the world, baby. We love you.
That's right.
And we're out.